We're back, and today we're talking about Lord of Mysteries, and more specifically, the fact that Crunchyroll is sabotaging Lord of Mysteries. Yep, you heard that right. Sabotaging. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So, I've seen a lot of videos regarding Lord of Mysteries. Some people are happy with it, some people are not. Some people are blaming Crunchyroll for the translation issues. Some people are saying that Crunchyroll does not want Lord of Mysteries to succeed because they want their own anime, from Japan, whatever the case may be, to actually be successful instead of Lord of Mysteries. And that's the reason why Lord of Mysteries is having so many issues. And I have to be genuine here. If you genuinely believe that, if you in your heart of hearts believe that that's what Crunchyroll is doing to Lord of Mysteries, you're in denial and I'm worried for you. Now, let's go ahead and tackle the translation issues, right? Because I do believe that's definitely an issue, but it's not a Lord of the Mysteries exclusive issue, right? Crunchyroll has had a lot of issues with their translations across a lot of anime. I know that ReZero has suffered from this. Heck, there was the whole ChatGPT controversy, which, by the way, I just want to bring this article up. It was due to a third-party vendor. They're investigating. It was against their, contract and all that good stuff. So it's not exactly that, Crunchyroll is using ChatGPT for everything. This was something that had to do with a third-party vendor, and they're working on it, right? But even then, I would not be against translators using AI because it would help their workflow be better. And that's something that we're going to tackle later. But I just want to bring up stuff like, Netflix having translation issues. And I found this in like 15 seconds, right? Of people arguing about how Netflix ruined Attack on Titan and other anime. And it's the same thing with Hulu, Disney, right? A lot of people are discussing this because it's not a Crunchyroll issue. It is an issue that happens with every single anime and streaming platform out there, right? Heck, even some of them are given by like Viz Media and the people that are creating the anime, and even those have translation issues, okay? So again, it's not a Crunchyroll issue. It's not like the person on Crunchyroll is sitting there doing the translations and they're like, oh, I'm gonna mess this one up because I don't want Lord of the Mysteries to be successful. Like, you literally have to be delusional to believe that. Like, let's take a look at the Lord of Mysteries translator here, because they actually do give credits in the credits, after credit scenes. You will see that Bridget Khan was the translator, Timer was Henry Lin, and editor was SMR. Now, I don't know if this is a third-party vendor or if it's like Crunchyroll's internal people translating Lord of Mysteries. But regardless, right, they need time to do this. We don't know how much time they get to make these translations, right? Like, remember, if the anime is simulcast, that essentially means that they're releasing the anime at the exact same time that it would release in the country of origin, right? Like in Japan, if it releases at like 11:30 a.m. in Japan, whatever that time is here in the US is when we will get that anime episode. So that means that they either have to get the episode or the script earlier so they can do the editing, the translation, the timing, all that good stuff, right? And we just don't know how much time they get. It might be a day, it might be 2 hours, it might be a week. We don't know. So anybody that makes that type of, assumption is wild, right? We just don't know what that time is. And look, I grew up watching anime back in the fan sub era, and there were some fan subbers that could get the episode translated within a couple of hours, like 2, 3, 4 hours. And the quality of those translations wasn't that great. Like the formatting, the timing just wasn't that great. And I'm assuming that the quality of the translation as well wasn't that great because they were doing a rush job. But, right, the fan servers that would take like a day or two to make these translations, they will be more accurate. They will have better, timing. They will have better fonts. It will be more understandable, especially when more than one character were talking or there was like music translations in the background, right? Again, it's a timing issue. And we just don't know how much time Crunchyroll has here, right? And again, this is not a Crunchyroll exclusive thing. Every single streaming platform has translation issues. So no, Crunchyroll is not trying to sabotage Lord of Mysteries because of translations. Now, the actual sabotaging part, right? Because again, it is so wild that people actually believe this, right? If Crunchyroll really wanted to sabotage the success of Lord of Mysteries, they would have just not picked it up, right? I don't know, again, how many streaming platforms were going after Lord of Mysteries. We know that Crunchyroll is the biggest anime streaming platform. They get like 90% of all anime, right? Netflix, they're dipping their toes in. We see that anime is starting to be extremely successful on Netflix, so I'm sure they're going to start picking up a lot more. But I don't think there was like a bidding war between all the streaming platforms trying to get Lord of Mysteries, right? Like, I just don't think there was. So I honestly, even if there was multiple streaming platforms, actually wanting Lord of Mysteries, well, that just means that Crunchyroll ended up, paying the most for the license so they could get the rights to stream it on their platform. And again, if you think Crunchyroll as a business is paying money to get these licenses so they make that anime fail, again, you're delusional. They're a business. They're trying to get their money at the end of the day. And again, we have seen Crunchyroll actually try with Lord of Mysteries, right? When the translation issues were brought up, right? Well, they actually came out and they fixed them. We know that they fixed them, right? People were complaining about O'Neill mysticism class, right? Again, not a single streaming platform picked this up. People were fan subbing this and they were taking an extremely long time. What does Crunchyroll do? When they saw the outcry for them and they saw that people wanted this, they went and picked it up. Now, I'm pretty sure that they did not get these for free. They probably had to pay, again, a licensing fee to get all the mysticism classes, right? They also did it for the Chibi episodes. Another thing that people wanted Crunchyroll to have, right? But again, you don't know the type of deal that was brought out when they picked up the anime Lord of Mysteries. You don't know if this extra stuff were in the table. You don't know if Tencent actually let them know that this thing even existed, right? You weren't there at the meeting table to know. So the fact that people were using that as a crunch against Crunchyroll, no pun intended, to make it seem like they were sabotaging Lord of Mysteries is, again, wild. Like, I just don't know why a lot of people hate on Crunchyroll. Like, do they have issues? Absolutely. Just like every other streaming site. It's just that Crunchyroll is the most popular, so their flaws just get put in a bigger they're under binoculars essentially, right? And that's the reason why a lot of people just hate on Crunchyroll, just because they're the most popular one. But the reality is, if they did not pick Lord of Mysteries up, it wouldn't even exist. It would be nothing. Nobody would be watching it. Just look at other Chinese anime that a lot of people were talking about, right? I think we had like The Wandering Well, which the animation on that was absolutely wild, but it's not available in any streaming site, and nobody's really talking about it, right? Because again, where are you gonna watch it, right? You're gonna have to sail the high seas. So yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video because, again, a lot of people are, they're really going after Crunchyroll for Lord of Mysteries, and I will say the fandom for Lord of Mysteries, they're a little crazy, okay? Like, look, I've been making anime content for like 3 years now. I've been doing it on TikTok, here on YouTube, and I've seen a lot of hate from every fandom. Black Clover, Boruto, Naruto, One Piece. I've seen it from every fandom. But the Lord of Mysteries fandom, boy, they will insult your intelligence at the smallest thing ever. And it's kind of wild, because you would think, since they're so smart, that they would understand at least the most basics of business when it comes to Crunchyroll and their anime and the licensing fees and all that process, right? Just the most basic of things, right? No, instead their mind, or not all of them, because I would say it's a very small amount, their mind legit went to the fact that Crunchyroll is sabotaging and that they're not going to support Crunchyroll. Instead, they're going to pirate the anime, like that's somehow going to make it better for Lord of Mysteries, right? Like, again, delusional. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you actually believe. Actually, no, don't let me know if you actually believe that Crunchyroll is sabotaging Lord of Mysteries, because at that point, I'm just not going to take your opinion seriously. But let me know what you think about Lord of Mysteries. Are you liking it so far? How are you feeling about it? And like always, stay in the know. Me, Anime of the Year. Take that to the bank. And like always, make sure to like and subscribe for more anime content.